Hey everyone, welcome back to Homie and the Dude and the Sky Realm. We're so stoked to have you here with us. Quick shout out to the editing team, Becky and Ben. Shout out to the art team, Victor, Josh, and Alex. We can't do this without you guys. And of course, shout out to Underground Oracle Publishing for allowing us to use their incredible content throughout this stream. Thank you guys so much. Last time, our players, Evis had a very interesting encounter with a being during their dream, where this dark queen of some sorts informed them that that their worship wasn't really much to her, and that she showed them that that their friends were in peril, and that they needed to basically get back in, and so she sent them back to their body, but it was a quite grating experience. Furthermore, we had Rom encounter an old friend in a dream as well, who gave him a task for a interesting deal that has put some conflict within Rom. The task, being to spy on the group and the factions that they are joining at the moment, in exchange for the voice of his close beloved wildfire spirit, Reshi, the dragon. From there, our players, Evis woke up in the Gladius, and our players kind of had a beautiful bit of interaction together. Geo channeled pure lux for the first time since he's been back in his body, and one of the spots on his arm, the white spot on his arm, began to grow a little bit. From there, the players kind of just had a bit of natter and got together. We had a very interesting interaction with Toad and Ulfur's dragon, which was a very fun one, and they kind of connected a little bit. From there, the players made their way towards the People's Republic, where they entered the Imperium barrier after presenting documentation to get in. And then they arrived at the People's Republic below the Imperial City, a city covered in shade and shadow from the city above. And they basically got off onto the dock. Ulfur said that he was going to go basically find out whether he could get the Gladius repaired after the combat that they endured a couple of sessions ago. And the rest of the team decided that they were going to go take Evis to the Kaamil Medical Centre, as well as then Arinar and Toad went downtown to their place of work, where they conduct business out of. A small beauty parlor in downtown called Shear Horniness. And they work out the back of Shear Horniness. And so that is where we're going to start the session. So if you're all sat comfortably, then we'll begin. And we cut back to Toad and Arinar in downtown, stood outside the front of Shear Horniness with its illuminated sign that has, kind of like a flicker to it, as if it's, a little bit run down, but it's still operational. And you can see the big glass pane windows of the front of the shop, and inside you can see that your friend Karana. Let's go with that. Karana is inside. The lady who has given you a place to work out of is currently working on the horns of a giant Minotaur gentleman. On the inside, he's sat in a chair that he's very much enveloping, and has kind of got his head tilted forward, as she has got a grinding belt. And is just is just grinding away at his horns, getting them nice and angled. Over to you guys.
Good to be back. Feels really good to be back home.
True that. Feels good to have some sort of ground underneath our feet. Suppose that's not as much a problem for you, considering you can fly. But
Well, it's still good though. It's still good to have, something a little more stable.
Well, I think our stability has been thrown out the rear window, as it were. But suppose we'll have to find a new level of stability.
At least we gained a lot, though. I mean, maybe we lost some stability, but we have gained, I think, quite a bit too. So it all kind of balances out, I think.
You see the Minotaur inside notices you guys and is like begins waving and then starts kind of muttering to this basically shorter, kind of a little bit hunched over tiefling woman who has just like milky basically eyes, has this kind of like hairdo that's like a quiff rolled up basically and is like high in between two magnificent horns that kind of curl upwards. Her skin tone is like almost like a reddish purple in color, and she's wearing basically like you can't really see much underneath the gown that she's wearing for work, which is almost like a dentist's kind of dentist's like bib with like clips, and it's got like a long sheet down the front, and it basically like again engulfs her. Like she's very short, and you can just see her little like doll shoes poking out the bottom, basically.
I'm gonna fly over and give her a hug. I'm gonna splash it over.
She's gonna be like, who's that? Oh no, I know who that is. That's Toad. Hello, Toad. How are you doing?
Doing great. Much better now seeing you. So how have you been? I know it's been a minute. Oh, and Arinar's here as well. So I'm here visiting for the moment.
Oh, I thought that's the footsteps that I could feel underneath my feet. Oh, my big boy Arinar, come here. And she kind of reaches her hands for your face kind of area.
He kind of stoops down a little bit.
She grasps you by the cheeks really tightly. It's like, oh, it's so good to have you and your energy back, I suppose. And wow, where did you guys go? Tell me all about it. And you hear the big Minotaur be like,
"What's up, guys? Good to see you, man. It's been a while. I was just asking Karana where you guys had got to, because you're usually potting around somewhere. So I thought I'd ask. Sorry for interrupting. You go for it.
No, you're good. You're good. What's his name, by the way? Because I know everyone knows his name. What is the Minotaur's name?
His name is.
Feels like Steven.
He's a Steven. He's Steven. He's Steven the Minotaur.
Okay.
Steven. I'm gonna go bring him like a good old, fist bump with my kind of clammy toad-like hands. It's a nice fist bump.
Yeah, brother. Oh, it's been a while, man. Yeah.
And his fist
Horns
like
looking on point.
pushes your fist like back a little bit because he's so powerful, and he's like, oh,
thanks, man. I'm actually going on a date later with a beautiful dragonborn lady called Jessica. And, I was really nervous because I wasn't feeling so good about myself, and I wanted to just get it, all kind of pretty up in here. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, looks good. When is that date coming up? How long, are you about to head there now, or are you gonna head there?
Well, it's later tonight. I'm taking her to this party, and I somehow a friend of mine gave me some tickets to this party in Uptown, man. It's meant to be like underground or something, and she's a bit of a rocker chick, so I thought, I'd maybe step out of my comfort zone a little bit. You know how I'm a bit more of a bookworm and whatnot. I was thinking more of like a library date, but I thought I'd step a bit more out of my comfort zone for this one, and we'd go to like this underground party, yeah.
Oh, it's in a basement.
I heard it was like sewers or something.
Oh. I see.
Yeah,
I see.
You know me, I don't really like getting too dirty, man. So I just, I'm like I said, I really like her, so I'm kind of just doing what I can to make a good impression.
I think it's good you're stepping out. I think it's going to be fun, and then maybe in the second day you might be able to take her to a library too, or something like that. Kind of switch it up. So
it'd be nice to get a bit of compromise on both sides. I hope she likes books, and I hope she's got some of that interest in I like me. I like non-fantasy kind of books. I don't like reading about all these humans living in a world where there's all these different countries and there's these vehicles that drive around putting out fumes into the air. I don't like that type of fantasy, man. I'm a bit more into the facts and exist. I hope she likes that too, but who knows.
Well,
if not, I think you could definitely get her into them. I think once you show the beauty of books, I think you would definitely can turn her on to them. So I'm not worried about that.
Well, I was hoping to get her to read, that book by Miradas Kulinov. He wrote a really good thesis a few years ago that I really liked.
Okay. And Stephen.
Yes, Arinar, man. What's up?
I need you to stop talking, Stephen.
Oh, sorry. Did I say something, man?
Oh no. I think we're just busy. Give Arinar look like. No, you're good. We're busy, so we don't have much time to talk. No, you're good. Yeah. No.
I'll tell you right now, Toad. Arinar is visibly shaking. He is angry. And this is one of the few times I think you've ever seen him.
Oh my gosh.
He is furious.
We'll talk to you later, Stephen. We're good. We just need to handle something real quickly. So you prepare for that date. You looking good, like I said. Horn's looking nice. Just be cool, just be you.
I'm sorry, Arinar. I love you, brother. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
And Karana's like, oh, you know what? You guys, I know you're always down with the business, doing the things, finding things, magnifying glass, deer stalker. You know what you guys do. Your place is open in the back, and we'll maybe talk later. Seems like you're busy.
Arnar's already gone.
Will. Yeah. It was nice seeing you. We'll definitely be back. Just gotta.
And Toad, just a quick thing before you go. And Arnar's, as Sam just said, has walked off. Usually Arinar deals with this, but can you make sure that you guys get the rent to me on time this month? I'm a little bit struggling myself to make rent for the building. I'm a little bit worried about the Imperials. They had some guards here recently who were telling me, if I don't pay this, and classic douchebag shit, and so if you could get me the rent, maybe in advance.
Of course.
I'd hate to be that person. I'm not sure if you have.
No. You're good. You've always been so kind for us. Letting us run our place out of here. So no, we'll definitely be able to get that to you. How much out of character? How much is that? How much was rent again?
Rent for the shop is about 150 gold pieces a month. And you guys cover about you guys. She at this point has basically said she would like you guys to cover about 50 gold pieces. She doesn't want you to cover the 100. She believes that it's as her establishment. She would rather cover the majority, but she's happy for you guys to cover 50 gold pieces.
How much did our guy give us? Yeah.
How much do we have? We're still paying you. Oh shoot.
Was it 20 a person?
You were given 20 gold pieces a person. But I believe you guys had one taken this job on as that, but you guys had probably finished another job after last month's rent. So I reckon you guys are probably at the amount, where you probably have about 75 gold pieces between the two of you in your joint bank account.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what a way to start the campaign by kicking us out of our little hidey hole immediately when we get back.
We got the money. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. All right, good. So, we'll definitely get that to you. You've been so kind for us, and
no problem, dearie. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. And she kind of goes back to, she picks up the grinder and starts it. You can hear it's like, and just instantly, and just starts going back at his horns.
So awesome.
So one question I want to ask you guys: do you sleep here as well as work here, or do you have Arinar does? I assume Toad. Are you staying here as well?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, amazing. So Arinar, as you kind of storm to the back, you go through basically like 60s hippie beads that are kind of hanging next to the counter. And as you go through into like this dingy hallway that has some like cardboard boxes there's a door that just says Toad and Arinar ICC, your sign logo. And it's like it's a wooden door with like a glass center pane, and your names are written in like that like kind of goldish font on the door. Arinar, you go to put your keys in, and you're fucking angry, and you manage to like unlock it and open it. And as you look in, you can see that there's it's a small room. It's probably about like 30 feet by 30 feet. In there you've got on one side you've got sofa that is like your fold out bed for you, Arinar, that you have over on one side. Toad. Yeah, exactly.
Very small. Just like sitting in the back room.
And then you've got Toad. What type of sleeping arrangement do you? Are you a bed guy? What type of?
I sleep wherever. I'm just sleep wherever. So we need a bed. I'm just wherever. I'm good on the ground. I'm good like on something. So
amazing. You've got just like a pile of cushions that are kind of like tucked next to the sofa that you like lay out with like a blanket to make your kind of little sleeping area. And then on the other side of the room, you've got two desks in like an L shape, basically. With two chairs kind of behind it. You can see it says, R&R with like a little placer on one, and then Toad on like another one. And it says, Detectives Incorporated, across the wall, that kind of thing. And you've got a couple of like shitty wooden chairs that are like stacked up in the corner that when your clients come, you like pull out and like put down for your clients when they come in to talk to you guys. And R&R, you storm in with Toad, in tow. Yeah, go for it, R&R.
May I add something to the room?
Of course, please do. Yeah, anything else that you think would be in there, tell me.
Workout shit. There's definitely a punching bag of sorts in the corner that he just goes up to and just starts wailing on.
Amazing.
Just to kind of let off some steam in the moment.
Toad, as you walk in, you see Arinar just raining strikes onto this punch bag, dust kind of poofing out in different directions as it's a pretty tatty, heavy bag. And, Arinar doesn't wear gloves when he's punching it. So, his knuckles are like just hard, sharp things. So it's got a few rips in it. There's bits of like foam kind of poofing out here and there as he's hitting it.
Definitely give him a moment to keep punching, I'd probably even give him inspiration as he's punching to kind of, so I'd probably play like a little, something I know will kind of like a rhythmic and easy fall to go with his punches. So a little inspiration on that and kind of let him.
Sam, can you please make an attack roll for me with advantage, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm raging right now.
Amazing.
Mechanically.
Oh my god! And you get inspiration too, so it's just inspiration. But yeah,
right,
play a little tune.
Whoa.
Oh.
And then what's your bardic?
D8 now. Yes, a D8.
Whoa, that is a 30 to hit.
A 30 to hit. You see, that by the way, that's one of the highest rolls I've ever had in a D&D game, so thank you for that. You see Arinar kind of start, and then you kind of wind up for one that you twist from like back here, and you throw this hook, and as you do, it collides with the heavy bag. The heavy bag almost folds in half as your fist kind of connects with it. The chains that are connected to the ceiling break, and it slams against the wall. You can see that the wall has already been dented from other bags that had been slammed into the wall in the time, and it just falls on the ground, and the chain is just kind of dangling there.
I was going to give him a hug, because I'm not going to short this head and give him a moment to breathe. I'll just give him a hug. So I'm just going to go over and just be, don't know what's going on, I'm just going to just go over and just be like, it's all good, buddy. It's all good. That was one hell of a punch right there. Like, that was...
And now I need to put the bag back up.
We have time to do it later, but we're good. We have time to do that. Is everything? What's going on? I mean, I've rarely seen you like this. So, is everything? I know everything's not okay, but
Oh, I don't know if I've been entirely forthright with you. My past, I haven't been a detective for very long. In fact, meeting you was one of the first instances I had of a sort of clientele, as it were. But before that, I was a scholar. But I'm sure you knew a little bit about that. I was writing research. I had a dissertation I wrote known as Ratio Ex Propositum, and it details the study of philosophy and how people tend to interact, and I spent a good many years on it, and Meridas Kulinov stole my work and took credit for it, and when I attempted to challenge him for his lies and his slander, he and his rich connections cast me out of the university. And thus I have been, for years now, languishing here because he took everything from me, and I'm going to make him feel like every ounce of pain he's had up to this moment will be nothing in comparison to what I will put him through. I will drag him through the streets. I just... If I ever see his smug face again, I will make sure to break it over the stones of the road, so no one ever has to have the pain of looking upon him again.
That's... Well, that's... I'm so sorry that happened. That's... I mean, that's... To hear what he did to you, and, you know, I'll do whatever I can to make sure that, we kind of right this wrong that's happened. I will say this, I mean, at least out of everything, I'm not happy that it happened to you, but I'm happy that it led to me being able to meet you, because you have made my life so much better than I think what it would have been. So, while I'm like I said, we're gonna make sure he gets what's coming. I'm just happy that at least I was able to meet you out of it. So, but I definitely understand that because what he does, that's beyond wonder. We're the best detective agency. We'll get all the proof we need. So whether we need to physically get him or we'll get him with proof, we'll make sure they can't do to anyone else as well.
I'm not planning on going about this legally, Toad.
Whichever you go, because I got your back either way. If we're gonna do some other things like that, you know, I got you too. So no matter what, whatever method we go with, I'm down.
He made me a laughing stock. You know that? My name up there is like dirt. And he did that to me.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, because as long as I deal with hecklers too, and you know what? Fuck what people think. I mean, you know what you know Smart Shark, you know what you bring to this place, to where as a whole. I mean, who cares if some smug assholes think like, you know,
I care. I care. My image it's everything to me, Toad. I don't know how people just find ways to be like this. This is the first time I've been like this with someone, and just the fact of the matter is that I thought I'd finally have an ounce of goddamn respect, and nobody has given it to me. Because I fucking earned it. And he took it all away. After I've struggled my entire life to be something, and they spat on me.
I will say this, like, you know that you have my respect and everyone else that's we've met respect. And on top of that too, you're more than just that book that you wrote. You're more than just that too. So yes, you do deserve respect, and like I said, that's why I will always give you the respect you deserve, because we've helped so many people. But you're more than that too. Like I said, so we're definitely worth this one. But just remember that you're always going to be more than that. Remember what some paper says. Remember what some book says. Your honor, not just that. So, but like I said, I do understand. I will definitely make sure that he's gonna get what's coming. I got a couple things I know that can possibly help out you, and I can probably find out talk to some people, and make sure that his life's not gonna be too easy. So, but just remember though, like seriously, you're more than just that. At least to me. So, for what it's worth.
Can you promise me something, Toad?
Yeah. So,
when we find him, can you promise me that when I drag him into an alley, you don't look? Because you will think less of me.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever look less of you, but yes, if that's what you want, I promise. But I don't think I'd ever think less of you. Yeah, I promise I won't.
At this moment, you hear the small, shrill voice of Karana behind you just go, "Oh, I had brought some tea for you, but I think I'll come back at another time." And she just slowly spins and starts like walking away.
I would take some tea.
Oh,
yeah, we can definitely see perfect timing. It's.
She kind of shuffles in, and you can see like her little feet along the wood floor, and she's like, well, first of all, here's your tea, your favorite, Arinar. This is for you, and Master Toad, this one's for you too. I just want to say, I sadly heard a little bit more than I probably should have done as I was stood there for a little bit of time, but I just want to say, without you two, my life would be awful. I was in such a bad place before you two came and brought light into my life. As you know, my dear boy, Joffrey, died when he was so young, and having you two back in my lives has been such a blessing of energy, and I just want you to know, Master Arinar, you're so angry right now, but I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate what you do, and you help so many people, so don't ever forget that, and when that anger bubbles up, just know that you can always come and get some tea from me, and I just feel bad because we're all in such a predicament with rent and the situation across the sky, and yet here you are suffering even greater from things from your past. And you know what? If I could go and kick the shit out of that guy too, I fucking would, but my limbs are as shaky as they are now, and I just, so anyway, I've got another client coming in about 5 minutes or so, but I just wanted to say you're both wonderful, and having the noise of you back here again, hitting that bag and talking the shit you do, I'm so glad that the place is filled with energy again. It was very quiet while you were away, so thanks guys for coming back. I'm worried that you might not come back, and but here you are, making my life great again.
Arinar puts the tea down and like hugs her, like he kneels down and like gives her a hug.
Oh, hello. Oh, wow. I always forget how long and big your arms are. I wish I could see you. I bet you're beautiful. But for now, I'll just have to deal with your soft muscles encompassing me and just warmth and thanks. You're great. And she kind of places a soft little kiss on your cheek, and looks at you, though you can tell, she's kind of looking through you with her milky eyes, and is just like, you are amazing. Don't ever forget that, my dear boy. Don't ever forget that.
Thank you. This was unnatural for me, but not altogether unpleasant, so I appreciate it.
I understand, and Master Toad, you do such a good job with Arinar. I just want to say, you remind me very much of my husband. Back in the day, your somber tones and your confidence is something that I wish I had these days. And then I just want to say, guys, keep fighting the good fight, and if you need to fight the bad fight, give me a call. I'll be there with my grinder. You know it.
Tokay kind of croaks like I'm not crying, kind of like that kind of croak, just like, sorry, excuse me, just my God, you likewise, you mean the world to both of us as well. So just to hear that we've had just a small amount of a positive thing on your life, like that, just I can't even find the words to express. I'm just gonna play a song. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play a song because that's how I know how to express myself, and I don't have the words for it. So I'm gonna play my fucking heart out. I'm gonna play like the most beautiful tune I can for with Arinar and herself as well. So I'm just gonna play like I put my soul into every song, but like this one just like has like that extra oomph as well. So
beautiful. Yeah. And you see her kind of begin kind of doing a little like one of these and kind of tapping her feet, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna go prep for my next client, and she kind of begins shuffling. I'm just gonna roll quickly, 1 second. With a nat 20, she walks towards the frame of your door as if she's about to walk into the frame of your door, and at the last second she stops and goes, oh, not this time, and kind of turns and makes her way around the frame of the door, and kind of turns to you one last time and is like, you guys are great, and I hope your paperwork goes well. I know that always makes you happy, Arinar. And then just kind of begins shuffling off.
Paperwork. And he kind of like double clicks pens, ready to get to work.
Amazing.
I'll say this, like, I'll really quickly, I'll be like, just and likewise, what she said, like, she was like, I'm always down to listen as well, and I'm so. That means so much that you share something like that with me, because I know that's, so that means a lot to me, Arinar, that you trust me enough to share that, because we're best friends. So that's thank you for that you can find in me.
I don't know if you are comfortable with this, but. And it doesn't make any real biological sense, but I've heard the term used before. Are we brothers?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, like 100%. 100% we're brothers.
I've been reading this fantasy series in which they have a fun, I think it's called Handshake, where they have a secret little kind of thing. I don't know what that really entails. I'm not exactly the creative type in terms of that, but I was wondering if you might know something of the like.
Yeah, I do. And actually, see, the cool thing with this, we can come with our own handshakes, but we can design it together. So it can be something, Yeah, so it can be however you want, however complex you want it to be. We can definitely do that. So
at this moment, we cut to a little montage scene of Arinar and Toad, and it's like a couple of different scenes. The first one is them trying to like work out their new handshake, what it's going to be. We'll describe that exactly in a minute. And then it cuts to a scene where, Toad is kind of like jamming out, and Arinar is with both hands just writing furiously, and it's just going absolutely mental. Yeah.
Can I ambidextrously like write with two?
Totally
That's fucking mental.
Oh my
I'm
God.
writing that down as a feature.
And inspiration, like I'm playing most of this part. I'm like, yeah, come on, like.
Exactly. It's this, it's this moment Arinar kind of looks up and like nods at him and kind of is like jamming along. Cut to like Toad opening like the filing cabinet and Arinar like throwing like a folder into the filing cabinet and it like slots in. Cut back to them, then like sat on the sofa like. Cut back to then Arinar writing furiously with 2 pens again and Toad jamming out again. And then finally we cut to the final moment of the montage and it's you two.
That was the montage. Like when he throws the file, one's about to fall out, I grab my tongue and put it back in. So he tells me what he goes through the
Beautiful, perfect. Yeah, you're like fucking snatching them with your tongue and keeping it in. That's perfect. And then we cut to the final scene, which is you two. It's just a close-up of your guys' hands. What's the handshake look like? Describe it to me, guys. Well, what's the handshake look like?
It's one of my
actually pretty
favorite
complex.
things,
Oh, okay.
considering my hands are about you sized. Yeah, I think Arinar kind of has like his little pointer finger out. Man, I don't know where to kind of go from here. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty like not complicated, but pretty complex.
yeah.
Because Arnold, especially Arnold's mind, I feel like like a couple like at different angles, like doop, like maybe 10 or so.
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost borderline like Naruto like hand signs. You guys are like doing like all this kind of stuff and connecting different fingers and doing like all of this. And it ends with you two touching your fingers together, then like kind of licking them and being like to the sky, and
yes.
at that moment we're gonna cut back to the Midtown group, and the Midtown group, you guys I assume have left the alleyway where the guards were. One guard now up on a veranda, kind of out cold, still kind of, probably thinking about really nice things in his head as he has a pretty awful job and he's probably imagining some really nice stuff in his sleep. While the other one's limp body is kind of propped against one of the... Naked limp body is kind of propped against the wall. And Geo is the last to kind of leave. I know you wanted to do something. Go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to just cast Gentle Repose on him, so I sort of walk over and I can see his face, but it's just excruciatingly not something I've ever seen before. But I know what I have to do with this spell, so I take the copper that Evis gave me, and I take my other single copper. And I have to look at his face, and I think about all the work my people have done in the Crucia Rossi and how we've saved people in the past. And that emboldens me and strengthens me a little bit to just close both of his eyes. They weren't open, but they weren't completely closed. They were sort of hooded, and just to close them and to lay both copper coins on his eyes. And just to say to him, it's not your time. Choose a better life, and perhaps we'll see you again. And then he just sort of gets up and backs away and heads back to the group.
As you back away, memories flash through your mind. Moments where your people, the Mizuhira, though they are, though you help people, you know that the philosophy of the Mizuhira is it does not matter who, you help them. Doesn't matter what side of the coin they sit on, what end of the spectrum or the scale they are about. Your people help all people. And so you think back to memories as a young lad where your mother and father and their subjects would go to, for example, one that's very vivid to you is Incendium. And there were both dead dwarves laid asunder, as well as also Imperial guards laid everywhere as well. Though this is the first one that you've seen without their kabuki mask. You know it's your job as someone from the Mizuhira to provide peace to all. So though this person was doing something that wasn't great and they belonged to something not great, it was almost instinctual for you to go and do this for them. It almost happened without you meaning to, because it's what your people would do. You remember specifically your mother bending down and doing a very similar thing to a Imperial guard on Incendium after the massacre that happened there, and her closing their eyes and placing 2 coins over and muttering some sort of sentence, though you weren't close enough to hear it. And it just resonates with you that, you know, it's crazy that even though you're following your own journey, that the power that your parents and your family instilled with you, the morals that they instilled with you, that help everybody, irregardless of how bad they are, is still very much within you, though you have been away from home for coming up to a week now. You know, you have this just feeling of home as you walk back and join the rest of the group. And you guys are back in that kind of main area where it's just hustle and bustle again. Everything's kind of going on. People are kind of running around like crazy. You see someone with like a steaming plate of dumplings like run past. And it's just pure chaos everywhere in front of you, as Midtown pretty much is night and day. Over to you
Blanco
guys.
is like sniffing and listen, he's like bombarded with smells and things. These are things that he's not even had before, but the undertone is sort of this just dry, baked dustiness that he can sort of sense, you know, but on top of that is layers of like food and sweat and grime and things like that, and he's just like his senses are being bombarded.
Amazing. Over to you guys. You guys can go as you please.
Gio's patting himself, sort of fishing back into his shell and looking around and wondering what's happened to the map, because it's not apparently with him. And
what are you doing there, buddy?
I had Toad's map, and in all the chaos, I don't know what.
Fell down the crack of your shell or something?
No, I checked. I know what's back there.
Oh,
I got my 2 swords. I got my money pouch. I got my ring.
Fell down the crack of your
I
shell.
got everything down there.
I did pick up a spare. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I guess. I mean, I'll have to tell Toad, but
Yeah,
Oh,
that's his
gosh.
homemade map, dude.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Maybe we can find one in the market. Maybe there's another one similar.
Yeah, it was like homemade.
Oh,
I'll tell Toad. I will tell Toad.
okay.
What's the name of the?
Uh,
It's the medical center, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Kaamil Medical.
The Camille's. The Camille's.
Kaamil.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Evis, is it the
Yes.
Camille's?
Yes. Although I'm still going to fight you on taking me there first, but I see that you all are very determined.
Evis, let's just go and let them tell us that you're perfect, and then we'll come from there. Let's just do that. That would make.
Tom doesn't have eyes, but somehow he rolls his eyes.
The binary code that makes up the eyes is just
Literally.
no,
And
but
then, go ahead.
Gio, what you did was beautiful.
Thanks, Evis.
Just want you to know that.
Thanks. It's what we do. And then he opens the map.
Okay, so at this moment, this is what you guys see in front of you, is this map.
Doesn't look as good as Toad.
It does not. It is a lot more plain. You can see there's some large areas of note that have kind of been marked on there. There's some stuff in the corner that you can see. There's some imperial holidays. There's some public holidays. There's general information about the place itself, and there's also happens to be some greetings that are also there as well that you can see. And you remember as you look at it that Igor, as you guys left, said "Yoidachi" to you, and you can now see that means good day as you look at the map. as you open it and you look at it, after a second of having it open, suddenly it begins to almost move itself and kind of begin to shift. And suddenly a face, kind of like almost as if someone has pushed their face on the back side of the map, kind of appears, and a voice rings out. Oh, hello, my wonderful adventurers! Hello! Welcome to the People's Republic! I am your faithful map. How? Hello! Oh, look at all of you! Aren't you just wonderful? Oh, what can I do for you, wonderful lot, today?
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ever heard of Over the Top?
No, over the top of what, my dear friend?
Yeah, refreshingly literal. Love it. I'm just so distracted.
Are you a special? Is this how the maps are in the People's
Every map is like this in the People's Republic, though I am your personal map, so I guess it does make me a little bit special now, doesn't it? Because look how special all of you are.
Okay.
Blanco's like had enough of it. He's like, just ask him when we need to go and shut the map. Come on. He's loud and annoying.
It's a medical center. It's called the Kaamil Medical Centre.
The Kaamil Medical Centre. What a wonderful place of healing and happiness. Now, I have much to tell about the Kaamil Medical Centre.
We just kind of want to go there.
We just need to know how to get there. The most direct, simple, easy way to get there.
Oh, not a problem at all. So, if you make your way across Midtown, cutting through the Isogashi Bazaar...
Just show it on the location. Just draw like a red line from where we are to where it is.
No problem. And you see like a red line kind of appears. It takes you across Midtown to like the kind of left-hand corner of Midtown, on the border of Midtown and Uptown, but it just kind of bridges into Uptown. And you can see a little red dot with like a boop, 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 appears on the map. And he's like, there you go! I hope you find it safely and you have a wonderful
Blanco
time.
takes the map. Just, lo siento, sorry, Gio. That is like screaming in my ears. Oh, whew. Okay. How are we now going to? Every time you open the map, are we going to have to hit this voice?
I think it's worth just getting lost, isn't it?
When they say the city is full of life, they were not joking. The city is full of life.
Yes, that is correct. Oh.
But he did give excellent directions. I'm pretty sure we know where to go now.
He said something about a market.
Let's follow the red line. Let's see if there's a dot for us. It doesn't.
Don't open the map.
Just for a quick minute. Let me just see if we can get a. Let's just do.
Oh, hello, my wonderful adventurers!
Okay, let's just take our chances.
God damn it! Yeah, let's do it.
It is like a human howling.
I think he said to go to the west side of Midtown, but we are still guessing. Maybe
we can always ask.
Is there a mute button?
Do you want to ask it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, that's
okay.
Nice, sweet. Should have done that from the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Up or down? We're going.
So from where you guys are, you know that you've got to basically go right, kind of like at a diagonal from where you are to the northwest, basically, and you'll be able to go there. You reckon that from where you are, when you looked at the map, it probably is going to take you guys somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes to make your way across that amount of terrain. Over to you guys.
Start heading our way?
Yeah. I'm surprised there's no like Interrail or like Metro.
We could maybe pick up a lift. If it might, Evis, I know you're feeling okay, but
Yeah, crutches.
We might all be
Sullivan.
tired.
Honestly, I would not mind getting a taxi or some sort if that is something that would please the rest of the group.
Cool. Let's
If we are not be able to find something, maybe
Should we ask them out?
Evis could be
carried.
Yeah, carried.
You can make a perception check of the area around you if you wish to for taxis and things like that.
Natural 20.
Amazing.
So 26.
Lucky.
26.
I don't have
Another
it
natural
yet.
20. 26.
Oh yeah, baby. 2 nat 20s. Oh, we're finding a taxi.
Let me look at this perception. Oh no, that's an 8.
I got 6.
I'm probably just like distracted. I'm probably just like distracted from the pain, but don't want to like let anyone know. Yeah.
Beautiful. By the way, Amber, I forgot to say earlier, inspiration for your moment with Geo after you awoke. That was something that was beautiful. I just wanted to make sure that you got that as well.
Oh,
and that's a D10.
thank you.
That's a D10 inspiration for that as well.
Thank you.
No problem at all. And so as you guys kind of look around, you can see that over to the right, kind of on like a cobbled like pavement, there's a couple of gentlemen. One that has like a almost like a rickshaw kind of thing, you know, where you kind of lift it and like run. You can see another gentleman has like a bike with like a cart on the back. And finally, you can see that there is a very large, like, minotaur gentleman that just has, like, a saddle sat next to him, basically.
With, like, this, do we know which one's quickest, which one's cheapest?
That's a great question. Cheapest, no. But quickest, the gentleman who has the rickshaw is a dwarf. And you know, not to make preconceived judgments, but has shorter legs. You're not sure how fast that would be. Versus, you know, you have the person who's got the bike is this larger kind of gentleman. You think he's like dragonborn or has some sort of like dragon heritage in some way. And he's a bit beefier, a bit bigger. But the Minotaur is like double both their height. Massive dude. But they're all kind of sat like smoking like cigars. One guy's got a cigar, another guy's got like a cigarette. Another gentleman's just kind of sat and they're just talking amongst themselves on this cobble pavement.
Do you guys want to split a Minotaur?
Can we all fit on him?
I can run by the side. That is not a problem.
Cool. Yeah, you two probably should go on the Minotaur and we could like run beside you guys. That's probably the smartest way.
What do you think, Evis?
Yeah, no, I mean, if they wouldn't mind carrying me that distance, I would not be opposed.
Amazing. So, go for it.
But
Sorry.
I guess they are beasts of burden, right? I don't know.
Amazing. As
I was about to say I don't want to be a burden, but then
it's too late for that.
I sort of walk in front of Evis and just get down on my knees and then onto my shell just to make it almost like a step up for Evis to step up to, and then sort of swing a leg over onto the Minotaur.
As you walk over to the gentleman, and Geo kind of just gets himself down in front of the gentleman who are sat down, the big Minotaur is like,
"Whoa, what's he doing? Well, what are you doing?"
We're just wanting a lift, if that's okay. Are you open?
Oh, he looks here. Right, guys, this is me. I'll see you guys later.
And he kind of steps forward. He's like, "Yeah, no problem." Puts the saddle on like it's a backpack and kind of clips it here and clips it around his waist and kind of gets down onto a board. He's like,
"Hop aboard. It's gonna be. Where are you headed today? Where are you going?"
We're going to the Kaamil Medical Centre, and my friend's tired, so be careful with them.
A careful ride to the Kaamil Medical Centre is going to be 5 silver pieces, if that's all right.
That's not a problem.
Awesome.
Yeah, Evis fishes out. Yeah, I fish out 5 silver pieces, and actually, I'll make it 8 silver pieces just for thank you.
He places his hand out and takes me and goes,
"Oh, thank you. Tips are always very much appreciated. I don't often get those, but thank you."
And kind of slides them in his pouch. As he gets down on all fours and lets you guys climb up. You can all easily fit on this saddle. It's quite a wide saddle.
Yeah.
and he kind of begins off on his way. And he's like, "So, where are you guys from?" And at that moment, we're going to cut back to Arinar and Toad across the city. What are you guys? You guys have finished your paperwork. You've kind of gotten all the pieces in place that you wanted to do. What's on the agenda for you guys at this point? What are you guys doing?
I would definitely tell her, if possible, do you mind if we pay rent a little bit early? She definitely needs a little help. They've been kind of cracking down hard, so she needs a. Is that okay if we kind of pay a little bit earlier this time? I already told her that we would, so I mean,
That's
my bad, but
no, that's fine.
okay.
I think we might need to start taking contracts from some more connected people, and I say that with a grain of disdain for that specific area of clientele, but I know they've been looking for at least some help, but if you're up for some more morally gray work in terms of the law, it's certainly something. Definitely pays more.
It does. I mean, if you're down, I mean, I definitely prefer the more ones that will keep us on the other side, but I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do, so it's not like I'm not unaccustomed to it anyway, so.
I was hoping to avoid it, but money
Well,
is
maybe,
money.
yeah, but hopefully they'll offer, maybe you can find a way to reimburse, I mean, because I know they must be bringing in something, so we can talk to him too about it, maybe, since we're already doing them a big favor, I feel like, I think they can help out a little bit too, so.
I concur. That would make sense. Do you think we should go see Oliver at this point, or do you think that they're heading to the medical center still?
That's a good. How long so Oliver's like an hour or so, right? Like how long has it been?
It's probably been since you guys came in and had your little montage, and these guys had their little battle and have hopped on this thing. I'd say you're probably looking at maybe an hour. It's maybe been an hour, maybe hour and a half since you guys like split off. It's been a fair amount of time, but not mountains of time. So you guys know it's been a fair amount of time. You're kind of do the mental maths of how long it would have taken them to get from where they were to the medical center, and you imagine it probably would have taken them 30-40 minutes. But also, in your mind, they're new to the city. If there was any hang-ups, if they got roped in by any, anything going on the streets, it might have been a little bit longer.
I guess we can probably stop by the medical, the quackery, as I like to call it, and see if, just to be on the safe side, because they are kind of new in the city. The city is, so.
Amazing.
I suppose.
So, are you guys going to make your way over there then?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a quick pit stop. I want to use what is the name of the person who did that? Who's pretty much threw you under like that? What's their name?
Oh, the bad guy, the piece of garbage shit boy, Meridos Kulinov.
Meridos.
Let me here. I'll put
cracking novels.
Because what I want to do is just like. I'm gonna make this a quick, tell him I'll be right back really quickly. I want to use my thieves' cant to kind of put the word out to see if I can keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him at all times. Kind of like I want to, since I do know some of the, I don't get involved with the illustrated aspects that much, especially with community abuse, stuff like that. I do like helping them, try to get them out of that kind of life and stuff. But either way, I want to, if I can use this kind of connection to kind of keep an eye on this person for Arinar, and I will kind of sneak away to do this really quickly just because.
So, are you writing something on a building? Are you talking to someone? Like, how are you kind of going about that?
Well, how would it work? I mean, if you want, because we can definitely, I've done either way. So, how would this, in this place, how would this kind of?
So, I would say, as you kind of go, R&R, you're like, I'll meet you over there, kind of thing, and you peel off to the other direction and go around the other side of the building. You kind of go to a maybe more central part of downtown, a part where there's a few more people, kind of thing, and maybe a small kind of like square plaza that's there. You notice a gentleman that you recognize, Toad, kind of leaned up against a wall, just kind of flipping a coin as you do. And you recognize it's Constantine Plainview, someone who you know to be working with or alongside or something to do with the Claw Mafia, but is often a source of good information for you and someone who you guys have liaised with from time to time. And you can see him. So Constantine, here I'll pull up an image of him. There you go. So you can see he's this gentleman with like kind of black wavy hair. He typically wears like a bluish cloak with like leather armor, and you know that he typically carries a lot of knives, as you've seen from him. He has like kunai knives tucked into like his chest kind of area, and he's got like almost like what you would class as like cowboy boots in kind of a sense, that he wears, and he's exceedingly like charming. He's very charming. Something that you've noticed many times about him, Toad, is that he has a single gold tooth with a diamond just in the center of his gold tooth, basically, and he always smiles with that side of his mouth. And he's just kind of there flipping a coin, and then he puts the coin away and pulls out like a blade and begins like swirling around this butterfly knife, basically, and it's just like as he stood there.
So I'll kind of fly by, not really making eye contact, just kind of flying like his new direction. Just so just be like, so how's the weather, man?
Weather's dry as per usual. My friend, how are you? I haven't seen you around the last couple of days.
You know, just solving cases. I kind of took myself away from here for a little bit, but back now for the time being at least. Glad to see you're still alive and well.
Yeah, you know, just doing the things I need to be doing, helping the people that I need to help, hurting the people that I need to hurt. What can I do for you today, Mr. Toad?
Someone I know, someone who might need to be hurt a little bit, who's definitely wronged a lot of good people. If you could maybe keep an eye on him for me, I'll definitely be able to take care of the hurting parts. That's not the issue. But if you just let me know, maybe it would be a good place to maybe meet this person to, you know, have a little chit chat.
Well, you know, I run in all the circles. You know, I'm in every district, and I'm with all the people. You know, the word of mouth always reaches me. So, who are you looking for? I might be able to help you today.
Yeah, you're the best. That's why I came to you first. Remember to ask Kulinov is the name.
He stops spinning the blade for a second, folds it up, and slides it into like a sheath on his hip. Looks at you for the first time as he's kind of been looking off in the distance similarly to you, and goes, "Oh, I know where that guy is. Well, at least where he spends a lot of his days. I mean, typically find him at the Mansurin Fencing Club in Uptown, but I haven't been able to make my way in there as of yet. Other than that, you can find him at the college on the luxury dock. You can often find him there, fucking holding court about things that no one gives a shit about."
All right, so you said the fencing club uptown, right? It's
yes.
Lovely.
Yeah, the Mansurin Fencing Club. It's in a tea house, but like I said, not quite worked out or found the connections to get in there yet. So I'm not quite sure how easy that will be for you. But you know, the college is open to the public at all times, so up to you where you launch your hurt, Mr. Toad.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I am glad you're still alive too. I'm gonna flick him out a gold coin.
He's gonna catch it in midair, put it in his mouth, bite it, and see if it bends, and be like, "Kind as always, Mr. Toad. Kind as always," and slide it into his coin pouch on his other hip, and then be like, "See you around."
Yeah, keep up the good fight.
Hey, keep charming people with that voice. As he then goes back to using the butterfly knife.
You know it. Come on now, that's not even a question. You keep chomping with that wonderful hair that you have, so...
He kind of flicks it a little bit. Why, thank you. And continues just leaning and flicking. You make your way back to Arinar. Anything you guys want to say before you make your way to, or do before you make your way? Also, if you want to stop for anything across the city, you're welcome to. If you have something in mind, ask me. I'm happy to inform you guys of stuff that you would know and things like that. Otherwise, if you're happy to make your way across, you can make your way across.
Anything you need to do, Arinar? I'm back from the restroom. It's that, didn't sit me very well, but yeah. Anything you need to do before we head there?
At the moment, I would like to talk to somebody who has some connections to the Claw, just to see if there's any more lucrative work we might be able to be a part of. But as of right now, no. I don't need anything at the moment.
Amazing. So, as you guys begin making your way through downtown, it's as dingy as always. At downtown, the floor is not cobbled. It's completely just dirt floor, basically. You can see the buildings are stained black and brown. Most of them are somewhere between, like shanty, in that, they're made out of corrugated metal and woods and things like that. And then others are like large blocks of like apartments, and flats, basically, where lots of people live. And as you make your way through, it's the standard thing, trash can fires, across, children kind of running across roads, and, streets are a little bit narrower here. And as you guys make your way through downtown, you do get to Gnome City, which is the industrial section of the People's Republic. Instantly, the heavy smell and stench of fumes coming from all the warehouses almost hits you as you guys get there. This area of the city is a little bit more like quiet in terms of people. You can see the odd like gnome, dwarf, halfling kind of scuttling about between warehouses. You can see people carrying parts of airships back and forth. However, there is one main road that cuts from a gate all the way to the other end, to the other wall. And that's like the main strip basically here in Gnome City, where people are like kind of towing big wagons and things like that. As you guys finally cross into Midtown, you have more of that kind of bubbly, nice kind of nature of the city. People, going about their way, shopping, it's a lot more of like the trade and commerce part of the city. So again, as I described earlier to these guys, it's like brown, like yellowy, kind of red-brown buildings, a lot of semi-detached buildings. Some are like, blocks of buildings, and people are kind of just making their way, lots of chatter and lots of people kind of interacting with one another. Also, you notice almost instantly that there's lots of smells. It's something that you guys are very accustomed to, and the smells being things like amazing cuisines, as well as also the smell of like leather being like tanned, so that kind of like fishy smell that you get when you tan leather, and things like that. And it's just a very kind of vibrant place. At this moment, we're going to cut back to the other team who are making their way across Midtown as well. For you guys, this is completely new to you. All these smells and like the kind of bubbliness of this area is really beautiful in a weird way. Though it's very chaotic. It's kind of pretty. And as you kind of cross through. The Minotaur kind of takes you past an establishment. This establishment is a beautiful thatched building, basically with a garden on the outside, and you can see that they've got basically like lights kind of strewn across the top of it. And out the front, there's a sign kind of swaying, and it's in the shape of a ball, and there's like a little fish drawn on it, and it says Fishbowl Tavern and Inn. Above it. It's a white building with black kind of wood slats that separate the sections of wood that it is comprised of. And he's like, that's one of the best places to drink in the city. I strongly recommend going and having a drink there. It's a very popular one on a Saturday. They say that the chandelier in the main room
shakes because of how much ruckus goes on there. It's a good one. And here we're coming to the Isogashi Bazaar. It's a very vibrant place, and he kind of breaks into this central part of the city. It kind of breaks from all these like houses and like shops that are around to this square that is massive. It's maybe like 150 feet by like 100 feet wide, massive square. And you can see that there's stalls lined up on the sides. And in the center is like what you would imagine like a Moroccan bazaar almost, basically, with gorgeous like tarps kind of draped across the top of it. And there's easily about 1,000 people just kind of going in and out, weaving their way around one another. And you guys smell things that are incredible. You smell barbecue chicken. You guys can smell amazing like tahini. You can smell, gorgeous scents that are just amazing. Aromas of spices and all this kind of stuff. And it's just magnificent, beautifully lit up. As he then takes a turn, off of that and just keeps kind of walking through Midtown, he gets you to like the border of Uptown and Midtown. He's like, right, I can only go as far as here as my taxi license doesn't allow in Uptown. The medical center is literally just a block over and 3 houses down. It's pretty noticeable. There's a sign out the front. I really appreciate you taking Bill's taxis today. I really hope that you've enjoyed the ride. It's been a pleasure working with all of you and spending time with all of you. Please disembark to the right and have a safe day.
Thank you, my good friend.
Gracias.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Do you have a card, Bill?
I'm actually not Bill. Bill's the guy that runs the taxi service. Yeah. Apologies. Yeah. My name's Abraham. Actually, people call me Sleepy Abe. But it's me. I'm not Bill. Bill's the guy who runs the taxis and gives us the saddles.
Sleepy
I
Abe?
apologize.
Do you have a business card?
Oh, yeah. I can provide you with that, no problem. And he pulls out a business card. You can tell it's been like folded in his pocket and is got a bit of like grime on it as he's been walking on his hands, and he hands it to you. There's like a clear like dust thumbprint on it, and it just says Bill's Taxis, fastest around. When you need a creature to get you from point A to point B, we're the guys.
I take the card, thank Bill, and then put it next to my card, my Arinar and Toad card. Now I've got 2 cards, and I've put them sort of in the same place behind in my shell area. And say, thanks a lot, Abraham. You're a really good taxi driver.
Oh, I really appreciate that, and you know what? I hope you have a really lovely day. You see, he gets back up onto like his 2 legs and kind of like unclips the saddle and puts like just like one strap, like he's one strap in his backpack kind of thing. And he's like, I'll be going then. I hope you find what you need with the Kaamils. They're great people. I've been once or twice myself. A couple of collisions on the road, that I needed to deal with. So I'll see you soon though.
Cheers,
and he
buddy.
kind of just, and you notice that when he's on his 2 feet, he just moves at a ridiculously slow pace compared to when he was on all 4s. He's just obscenely slow. Like he's slower than Geo is, and that's saying something, and he's just kind of begins kind of just making his way off and trudging across the cobbles. You guys are left kind of stood in this open air. You can see, as you look above you, the bottom of the Imperial City, this large rocky island kind of coming down above you, and again just shadowing everything. The streets are lit by like Japanese lanterns, pretty much like at every street corner. And you guys are kind of left in Midtown. At this moment, Arinar and Toad round the corner.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Sky Realm here at Homie and the Dude. We really hope you enjoyed seeing Toad and Arinar back in their home digs, experiencing some of what their life used to be like before they joined the Green Jalapenos adventuring party and band. If you have enjoyed any of our content, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Otherwise, we also have something called the Newsletter of Holding, where you can find out loads of behind the scenes information about Homie and the Dude. You get free D&D content and supplements, and you also get entered in all of our family made XL dice giveaways. Final thing that comes with that as well is you also get updates for our airship combat Kickstarter that we're working towards at the moment, which we're super excited about that. Other than that, we also have a Discord server where you can talk about airships, you can come talk about other TTRPGs, you can talk about D&D, and actually if you happen to like MMA, we also have a section for that as well. So go and check that. All of those links will be in the description. And you know what? We really appreciate you coming back and joining us for this story. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.